Very nice. Welcome, guys. If you're new, my name is Jonathan. I've been with InnovaTrade a year and a half now. I'm helping the team with the mentoring session for the 358 system. And yeah, so welcome if you're new. If you have questions, you can post them in the chat. If you're not new and you have advanced questions, maybe reserve them for the end so the beginners can ask questions as well. What we're going to do this morning, we're going to review the Aave trade from yesterday. I know some of you guys are still mad that we got stopped break even on that thing and we lost a little bit of profit. So I'm going to explain the thought process behind the actual trade and why we break it even and we didn't took profit at the 161.8 as we usually do, right? So let me show you my chart. Let me just clean that up so we don't see a bunch of mess. So it's Aave on the 15 minutes on FedEx. I have too many tickers on my chart. I cannot find the good ones anymore. I need to clean it up. Next to Bitcoin is my guess. No, it's not. Every single time I'm on live, I can find. Oh, here you go. There you go. Very good. Very nice. Let's figure it out. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let me just take a look at the chat. Oh, yesterday was nice. Yeah, it was nice. Actually, Craig has a good eye to find those. I don't see a 358 in that. Craig's a beast. And the good thing about the 358 is that you can find something that other people won't find. And I find things that are more structural, and Craig is more like, I don't know how he finds stuff. He's crazy. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking to start the 358 CH1 class. Yeah, AG, welcome, take a seat. And if you have questions, pop them in the chat. So I'm gonna share my screen over here. Let's share this one. Happy. Everyone can see my screen now. Just want to make sure I don't see the chat anymore. Hold on, let me try to pop in. No, I cannot see the chat. That's weird. Yeah. Huh. Weird. I would like to see a bigger screen of but I cannot. So, oh, there you go. Got the chat on. Okay, very nice. So, do you guys see my screen? Okay, very nice. Gabriel, you switched from TC1s to 358. I only lost 1,358 from 5 trade. Very nice, guy. If you find those, find them. What is your preferred time frame, Gabriel? 5-10 minutes. Usually, Craig doesn't like those because they are maybe false signals on those as well. So yeah, but good for you, man. Good for you. So we have a nice heavy trade over here. We have the one wave going to 2, 3 to 4 down there, and 5. For me, the 2 was more complex than 4. 4 is simple, so we have the rule of alternation. So that's one of the rules that you want to check out for the 358 system. Rule of alternation between 2 and 4. If 4 is simple, 2 must be complex, or if 2 is complex, 2 must be simple. Or 4 must be simple. Yeah. So here we have a nice bounce of 2 coming back down, coming to the top of 2. So for me, this is a complex one. We have a nice stretch for the 3 to the third wave, which is super nice to see. 3 is not the smallest, obviously, and we have 5. If we fib from here down to 1 to 2 using the fib trend-based extension, we use 2 fib settings for the 358. We use a regular fib trend-based, the fib retracement here, and we use a trend-based fib extension. Trend-based fib extension is used to plan the fifth, where the fifth is going to land, and plan the take profit. The fib retracement is used to take your entry. I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. So if we use a trend-based fib extension from here, from 0 to 1, back to 0, we see that we have a nice landing very close to the 261.8, which is super nice. We have additional confluence on the InnovaTrade Pro here that we are both very oversold on the third wave and on the fifth. And we have a divergence of price as well. What is a divergence of price? Price is making a lower low here. See, the fifth is lower than 3, but on the RSI and on the InnovaTrade Pro indicator, we have a higher high, higher low, right? Higher high, a higher low, yeah. So we have a low and a higher low. So this is a divergence of price. It shows price might do a reversal soon, which it did, right? So super nice snipe on this one. Super nice snipe. We love to see those. quick into the 61.8. So the entry of those of that trade, if you take the fib retracement tool, right? We have the fib retracement and we have the trend-based fib extension. Fib retracement tool is to plan our entry from 5 to 8, because this is the top of A. Let me identify that for you guys. And B and C. So we have a nice A going to B. And when we fib the retracement of the A wave 5 to 8, it goes to the B at the 61.8, and it's actually a snipe entry. So it's very nice. Stop loss right above 5, which is super nice again. And we ride it to where now, right? Let me just delete those. So we ride it to C, but to plan the actual trade when we don't have a valid B, right? We don't have a valid B yet. We are at A. Actually, let me do a replay on that. So we have a valid A, but we don't have yet a valid B. So you use a trend-based fib extension again to plan your actual take profit from 5 to 8, back to 5. And you aim for the 161.8 for a 3-to-1 risk ratio, right? Or the 261.8, the one that is closest to the actual 61.8 of the whole move. Right now, even then, with that trade, we see that the 261.8 is closer to the 61.8 of the whole move. So we couldn't even go there, but we didn't, because the 5 to 8 is not the actual real take profit. The real take profit of the 3-5A is when you have a valid B. So we let it run. This is just to plan that our trade is at least 3-to-1 risk ratio, which it is right now. So we have a good trade. We let it run to the entry. Snipe on. And when you see that the price is going past A, I'm going to let you know when. Now, so price is passing A. Now that validate that B, and you can put that to break even. When the price goes past A, you want to make it to the swing lows, which is about break even on there. And you want to do the final take profit. So the 5 to 8 is not valid anymore. We want to do the real take profit. So we take again the fib extension, fib trend-based extension from B to A, back to B. And we see that we have the 161.8 over here, and we have the 261.8. See how the 261.8 is really, really close to the actual 61.8 of the whole move. So that's why the signals were sent to the 261.8. And if we go to the 161.8, we have a lower amount than the actual, now we cannot just do like that. We should do like this. So we have a lower than 3 risk reward, which is not ideal. So you could have taken the money of the trade out of the actual 161.8, which is in confluence with the bounce of that that EMA, right? That's the 200 EMA. But in the regard of the risk to reward, you want to reach at least 3. Right now we're break even, so it's a free trade. We try to reach at least 3, and the 261.8 was giving us 4, or about 4. So it's even nicer, the 261.8, and 261.8 had a confluence to the 61.8 of the old move. That's the reason why the 261.8 was there. The TP was at the 261.8, and that's we actually break even for that trade. So it's a free trade. We let it run, and if you take the habits to just get out of a trade at a 2 risk reward, the problem with that is that if you have a low win rate, like you can have sometimes, then with a 2 risk reward, it's going to be harder to be profitable. But if you still have the 261.8 on this one, which is a 4 or 3 and 4, between 3 and 4 risk reward, then it's easier, right? You can lose more and still be profitable using those strategy, because you have a higher risk reward, right? So don't take the habits of getting out too early. If you guys want to get out at the 261.8, at the 161.8 or the 261.8, find the good ones that you want to go for and get out at that level, but stick to your rules so you get a good, nice risk to reward. If Gabriel, if the 261.8 is past the macro 0.618, should you aim for? We aim for the one. Depends of the market. Depends of the market. So if we are in a nice trending market upward, and you have a nice Elliott wave, and you know that the 61.8 might be hit and show a little bit of rejection, but the price might continue in an uptrend because we're in a bull run, and the 261.8 is like, let me show you something. It's like this one. It's a little bit higher. Then maybe make yourself some alert to see if the price is getting rejected. On this one, I was not next to my computer, but if we see this, see how we have a double top over here, that shows signs of rejection. Do you want to get out there? Not really, because sometimes it goes back to the actual 61.8 of the previous wave, like this one, other way around, right? And it bounced, and it continued upward. Right now, it didn't. It just crashed back down, crush. It didn't actually bounce on the trend line as well. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's a free trade, right? We got out at break even. We find a next good one, a next good 3-to-1 risk ratio, and we go on with our lives in the end, right? Yeah, the one retracement that you're talking about, Sandman, deep or shallow, it's to actually plan the fifth wave, not to plan your take profit. If one is like deep retracement 61.8 or more, if you fit that, we have a 61.8 retracement, then it's either the 261.8 or the 361.8 that you can aim for the fifth wave. If you have a shallow retracement like this one here, so it's less than 61.8, then you can aim for the 161.8, just like Craig did on his. If you guys take a look at the trade that I don't have it charted, yeah, so I cannot show it to you guys. But if you guys take a look at the trade that Craig signaled, you see a shallow retracement of 1, as far as I can remember, and you see the 161.8 getting hit. Is it a rule? At first, I thought it was a rule, but Craig told me no, it's not a rule. Sometimes you have a shallow retracement and it can go to the 261.8, and sometimes you have a deep retracement of the one wave and it goes to the 261.8 as well. But you can still plan and validate your Elliott wave using those rules. Why do we do not trend based fib extension from 5 back to 5? You mean from to for the take profit? From 5, well,
Do you mind if I just talk real quick?
sure, go ahead.
Okay, so basically before I joined this group like a week ago or whatever, and before I would trade Elliott waves, but typically I'd measure from so in this case the bottom of wave 5, right, the end
here
to A, and then to the bottom of B to get my projections when I use that. And I mean that's what like Elliott wave books and stuff have said on how to project. Why do you go from 5 to A back down to 5 to do your projections?
That's a good idea, but I remember Lex and Craig told us that they backtest that thing, and they had better actually entry and better take profit using those, and more consistent take profit. So that will be a nice question to ask Craig in Mentoring Monday.
Got it.
I'm not the one who actually built that strategy, but I remember them talking about that. So
it's just based on results. That makes sense.
Yeah, based on backtesting. So of course, if we do 5 to A back to 5 to plan the trade, now we can see that we have a nice 161.8 hit. And of course, I guess you could take keep that in track, right? Keep that 5 to A in check. And if you see rejection like we did on the 161.8 of the aim 5 to A move, maybe you can exit at that. The good thing about that is that you can find your own variant of that. If you're new, don't, right? So if you're new, just stick to the rules. Craig has been trading those for like 7 years, so he knows stuff that I don't, and he knows stuff that you guys don't. But if you guys have a good habits of using 358 and finding Elliott wave, and you want to adapt things, I know Sheepy in the team chat is like trading to the 61.8 of the whole move, just like this one here and 61.8, and he gets good result. But actually, I want to make sure that I follow rules, because if you don't, and you're all over the place with your own rules, sometimes I do this, sometimes I do that, you're not structural. It's hard for you to quantify the actual result of a trade strategy if you don't use rules, right? So that's about why I use those rules. And yeah, for the 5 to 8, maybe keep that on your chart. Put an actual trade alert at the top of that to see if it's more risky for you to continue to be in the trade than get out in the end, right? That's the reason why. Just want to clarify things as well, is that the signals are there for the people who doesn't want to learn the process and doesn't want to go through the course. So the signal is there for them. You guys get bonus to have that, to see how everything works and how the gears get well into each other. But those are not the goal. The goal for you is to be able to find those trades and take them on your own and take your own decision based on that. So if you guys want to exit at you want to take a signal and want to exit because of what this and that reason, go for it then. Yeah, Ken, I'm going to show you how to find good one wave. Joe, for some reason, I have problem to determine the one wave. Yes, the highest high, higher. Okay, yeah. So now everything is closed on this trade. Does anybody have a question on the Avid trade that we signaled yesterday? No, Boris 2 cannot be simple and 4 cannot be simple. That's the rule of alternation. It's there to be to make sure that your Elliott wave is valid. If you don't have those rules, it's invalid. So you move on, but you need to find complexity of some kind. I don't see the Elliott wave in there, my friend, because the 4 is kind of, it's not kind, it's well below, well above 1. So one of the rule, okay, let me go back to the rules. 1, to have a good Elliott wave, 2 cannot go past 0, right? If 2 is complex, 4 must be simple. If 4 is simple, 2 must be complex. Second rule. Third rule, 3 must not be the smallest, right? And in that, I think your 3 is almost the smallest on your drawing. And the 4 cannot go in the price region of 1. So it cannot do that. It must stay out of the 1 region. If you have a Wix in there and it quickly get rejected, still valid. But if you have consolidation like you are right now in your trade in those region, it's invalid. It's not an Elliott wave that you have in there. Brian, can you see that? Can you spot the difference between my second wave here and the 4th wave on my drawing? This is what I consider. You don't see difference. Okay, hold on. Let me then take my Sharpie. Hold on, not this one, the brush. So we see here we have this, right? Can you see my drawing on my? Okay, see how we don't here. So here we have a local higher high, a higher low, a higher high over here before crushing back down. This for me is complexity, and this for me is just simple, a simple wave. So that for me is, but you'll see, we're going to show you, this for me is a lot cleaner, right? I can definitely see that this one is more complex. Sometimes you even have more difficulty to find those. I'll show you, we're going to do some live trading as well. You're welcome, Brian. I have a question for the up chart. Yeah, I didn't actually review the up chart, but go ahead. What would be valid? Would that be a valid wave 3, or would it shift so we are not now in wave 4?
I posted a screenshot
Yeah,
of it.
I just saw it. I just saw it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your question is that
are we in a wave 4 right now, or are we in a wave A starting the B? Because that 3 kind of topped out, and then we had that dip, and then there's another one. Plus, there's a RSI divergence. So that's why I'm labeling that as a 3 to the 4 to 5.
was on the other side, though it was long, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, up was long. So you're short, which is
This is for now, not yesterday's.
Okay, but you're in the 1 minute, right? Great.
Yeah, I mean, just to look for entry, but I mean, it's
5 minute. 1 minute. So
on the 5 minute, you can see it
when
really
the price goes below or above 4, and you didn't get your entry, then you can move on with your life. That's my rule of thumb. If the price crushed 4 like it did on your drawing, then I would move on and find other things, because sometimes it crushed, the C is already happened. You didn't get the retracement, deep retracement you're looking for, but C already happened. And when the price cut, when and if the price comes back up, now it's gonna stop you because it's done with its actual Elliott wave, right? So be careful. If the price, you have a valid 4 with which cannot be anywhere else on your chart, and the price comes back to your entry, be careful when it crush like it did. If it just wicks a little bit, now maybe consider you can enter again. But if it just crush it like on your drawing, I would be careful about that to make sure.
What about, because 3 on this, like the wave 3 is only like 1 wick, and that's even like a wick on the 1 minute. Would that just be 1 wave? That's what I'm like asking. So we'd be in the 4 going into the 5 right now. Would that be the proper count, or did I count it right and I just missed?
They have to be the same proportion, your wave. So right now it is. If everybody can see your actual chat picture, you post in the chat, we can see that the 1 wave is proportional to your 3 and 4 and to the 5th, right? But if the price is coming back down like it does on the swing low that you're having, and coming back up, that's out of proportion for me. So just to give you a guideline, make sure that your waves are proportional to each other to make sure that they are valid. And if you draw a line between 2 and 4, like I do, I like to do that. I know Craig doesn't like, but if you take a look at my my shared screen right now, we can see that I drew a line over here, which corresponds to the actual top of the actual trend going downward. So that's a downtrend. And when it breaks it, it's another signification for me that this trend is over, the divergence showed me that this might be a reversal, and that's why I look to get an entry over here. Now, if you draw a line great on your 2 to 4, you can definitely see that the price broke that uptrend to the downside, and now you're waiting for retest to jump in to the down to go back down, right? Makes sense? So that's another for me confluence. If you draw a trend line on the bottom of those 2 and 4, or on the top of those 2 and 4, and you see a resistance out of it, and it broke it, it signifies that we're going to go into another trend reversal mode. So the 3-5 is a trend reversal pattern, right? So you need confluence for you to take those and not get wrecked because of the price. Usually we trade with the trend. So if you don't trade with the trend like we're trying to do on the 3-5A, then we need confluence to make sure that we're on the right track. So confluence can be 61/8 of the whole move. I didn't show you that. On Have, if we zoom out, we have on the 2 hours, we have a nice going uptrend, going to a downtrend. And if you're fibbing that, you can find often you can find some confluence over here, like we do. See how we fib the actual with the retracement tool of that wave, and we can see that the fifth is actually at the 61/8 of that move, which is a strong reversal point on the 61/8. So that's added confluence that the fifth is really a fifth, and we could actually get into that trade using that. Could we have left the stop loss at the place that it was right now? Maybe, because of that 61/8. But I'd rather like to have a break-even trade than actually adding a loss. But that's for me. I'm gonna find something else. Yes, it's frustrating to leave some profit on the table, but that's life. If you're brand new to this, you'll see. You're gonna get those profit left on the table often. This is life. It's like that. So we got to get through that as well. I lost my chat. So okay, here you go. Review a little bit of the chat. Please check LTC on 5 minutes. Let me know if you see. Okay, let's go from so LTC. I'm going to take some note. LTC on 5 minutes. Other people have a chart they want me to review just to see if we have valid Elliott wave, because I'd like to do some live trading with you guys to show you how to find them.
XRP right now looks like it's forming, ending a wave 5.
Yeah, okay. So XRP on 15 minutes.
Yeah, you can probably see it on 15. I'm on 5 though.
Yeah, 5 is kind of hard though. I need added confluence, and sometimes I don't get it on the 5, but yeah. Please check LTC. I'm still in the arbitrage. Should I leave it now? I'll let it run. Your choice, man. They're in profit right now, a little bit in profit. So your choice. Either get out or stay in. But yeah, that's gonna be your call, because we don't actually give signals for that anymore. So okay. LTC. I know we already have a swing trade on LTC, higher time frame. Let's take a look. LTC on the 15 minutes, 5 minutes, right? 5x, which is firing. Damn, I have some difficulty finding those stickers. I have it for sure. Yeah, I know. But I have them. Oh, yeah, here you go. I knew I had. So just gonna remove that for now on 5 minutes. So this would be a one wave, 3 and 4, and going to 5, right? So you find the one wave at the break of a trend, break of triangle, and break of resistance. So those when you try to find. So if we draw a trend line over here, we see that we're in a nut trend and we're breaking it, right? And often you can find those one wave in those situations. So that could be a one wave. Maybe this one over here, but that's a small one, 3 and 4 and 5. So if we use a trend-based fib retrace fib extension, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here we have a complex 4. 3 is more simple because it's smallest and a little bit more simple to me. One wave going 3 and 4 and 5. 3 is not the smallest. 4 is not going to the region price of 1. 2 is not retracing past 2. So we see that the price broke the 36018, but got rejected out of it, right? We see wicks. So for me, that showed that the 36018 shows some actual rejection, which is valid for the 36018. We have a nice rejection of the 16018 over here. We see actual support, so it shows that this is an important level. 26018 got rejection as well, which is nice as well to see that the 36018 to validate the 36018. And if you take a natural fib retracement tool from the 0 to 5, you can even see if you have rejection. So right now we see that we have, is that the, oh, let me just remove that over here. We have one getting support over here. We have those wave getting support on the 61.8 of the whole move, and we have maybe touch. So we see reaction on those as well. So it's added confluence. We don't have the 61.8 of the previous move because this is the previous move and we're already past that. If I go on the 1 hour, do I have other things that shows me that we could see a nice rejection over here? We might see that this trend line going over here could see a nice, yeah, it's not a bad trade, and the actual 61.8. But right now, to be valid for me, I would actually wait for you draw a trend line from the 2 to 4 again, and I'd like to see this as far as price action goes, like this retest of it, entry at the 61.8 of that move, and go back to C. So the A, B, and C would look like this, right? So I'd like to see that because right now we're still under the actual trend line, and for me, it's kind of scary. 3 and 5, we even have natural. We are oversold on both 3 and 5, and we have a divergence of price. So RSI do higher highs, and we have lower lows on the price. So yeah, could be a good trade, but I would wait for an actual. Don't be too pressed, and if the price is not following your rules, and the trade is not following your rules, just move on and find something else. Yeah, thank you guys. Okay, site, I still don't get the difference between fib, trend-based fib, and fib. Okay, so trend-based fib extension, you need 3 points to have those. A, B, and C, or whatever. Right now we use 0, 1, 2, 2, right? We need 3 points to actually estimate those level based on those multiplier of 1 on those waves. The trend-based retracement tool, you just need 2 points. It's to see where price could retrace to before having a reversal. The other one is to plan actually levels based on waves or on 3 points. Could be a rounding bottom. You mean where? On Bitcoin? I don't understand. Are you talking to me, or maybe sometimes you guys are answering other people's questions? So maybe that's that. DYDX. Next, I'm gonna flag that. This one on LTC, we'll see. Actually, I'm gonna put an alert over here to make sure I get alerted if price comes back up. If price still continues its way down, then I'll move on with my life. DYDX, like that. On what? 5 minutes? Sorry, can you read the end of my question? I still don't get the difference between fib and trend-based fib. I know they are used in different reasons, but if you trace a normal fib and then 0 to 1 nearby, it's actually the same thing. So ultimately, why bother using the 2? When you use the again, you need 3 points for the. I know it still look the same, but if you have 3 points and you have 2 points, one is a multiplier. So those can be different in the end. I didn't actually put them side by side and kind of find the exact difference, but one is 3 points, the other one is 2. So one is a multiplier of something, one is you're fibbing the actual wave that happens in the past to find retracement point, one you're trying to plan in the future where the price might go. So, okay, DYDX, on 5 minutes, DYDX? Yeah, 15 minutes. Best way to fight 358 setup is at the break of a trend, break of triangle, break of support or resistance. I'll keep following the actual live trade and you're going to see that. Can you maybe explain again how to determine wave 1 and point 0? Again, guys, break of trend, break of resistance, break of support. I'm gonna show you again. So what I see right now, I see this. No, or maybe this. We'll see. Right now, do we have a break of a trend? We are at the top of the actual trend. So this could be, you always use the actual hold the price action. Don't start midway when you don't have a break of a trend, you don't have a support, you have nothing, right? So those are the trend I see. This got rejected over here. So this could be a one wave. See, we're at the top of an actual trend, getting rejected at it. So this is a sign that you can take a look at this to see if it's a one wave. DYDX, you want me to take a look at DYDX? Yeah, it's exactly what I fib, but let me do the actual fib trend based extension to plan the actual. Oh, that's a hard one, man. Okay. We have a trend break over here. So that shows that maybe this one is a trend reversal. Do we have oversold, but we're not in the divergence as far as price goes. And so this would be your fort. So this is your setup over here like this. Yeah, 2 is complex, 4 is complex to me, or I don't see much difference in those two. As this one, I see a difference over those two. That's a hard one. Do I see other confluence around that trade if I zoom out a little bit? Why do I have this? Hold on. Can you please leave me alone? Cannot hide those strings, so cannot see my screen. Okay, let me try to just lower that. Can I? Yeah, okay. On the 1 hour, do I have other stuff? Maybe we have the 161.8 of this move. A little bit past it though. No, we're at it. So you have the 61.8 of the previous move that is supporting you right now. So this could be the fourth wave. And usually the fourth wave, if you take a retracement, okay, bonus tips. If you take the retracement tool of the Fibonacci and you fib from 2 to 3, and you have a retracement of 4, usually 4 retrace to the 236 or the 382. Can it go past that? Yeah, but 382 is like the golden place for that actual fourth wave to land. Usually fourth wave are sideways motion, a little bit sideways upward, almost like a bear flag before going to fifth. Can it be this? We're at that again. Can it be this? 3 is not the smallest. 4 is not going to 1 region. 2 is not going past 0. 5 is in the price region of the 361.8, but not at it. But at a 61.8 of the whole move of the previous wave. So could that be? It could be. Yeah, this could be. So are you in that right now? I don't see the chat anymore. Hold on, let me pull that. Because you are oversold. So yeah, you have the 361.8, the 161.8, the 61.8 of the previous move that goes in your favor right now. So that's what actually make me think that the fifth could add support on the 61.8 of that move. So yeah. Let me just go back to chat. For me, it touches the 361 on one exchange. Sometimes Phoenix has different price actions and it has a weird price action. Yeah, so right. I don't like the price action of Phoenix. As for me, it's a nice exchange, but sometimes the price action can be wonky. And as you can see right now, it's not touching the 361.8. But if you're on Bybit and maybe you chart Bybit and Binance and you're like, yeah, touch the 361.8, then yeah, it's added confluence for sure. So yeah, you have the one. Yeah, so nice trade. If you're in that, keep me posted, man, in the chat. You can also check BCH. Let's check BCH. So if we zoom out of this one, let me just clean it up. So we see a trend over here. Usually I like to see the one wave over here and the trend break. And you have it over here. Is it invalid? I don't think that this makes it invalid, as you have a trend over here. See touch under, touch under. So this is a trend that shows reaction. So this could still be a 1 in my opinion. Maybe this is what you're looking at right now, right? Can you just confirm, Jas, that this is what you're looking for? Okay, so if we're fibbing this with a trend-based fib, right now it doesn't reach the 361.8, or it's in no man land on the Femex. Do you have other price action again on Bybit? Maybe
Oh yeah,
you do
yeah. It touches 3.618.
on Bybit.
Yeah, it looks really good, but I just got stopped out. As a CH1.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's pretty. Yeah,
Going-
I can
going
send a
long.
screenshot if you want to have a look.
So this is a trend going up, crashing back down, but this here is your actual. If you're CH1, that's another story though. So a CH1 would be maybe like this, but we don't have 2 touch. We have 1 touch. Maybe 1, 2. So we have this. We don't have an actual. Do we have this? Okay, we do have this though.
Yeah. Oh, I send a screenshot if you want to have a look.
Yeah, but you're going long, right?
Yeah, long on a uptrend from a trend break.
On 15 minutes?
Yes. More of a 30, I'd say.
I don't see your
It-
uptrend over here though.
Yeah, I think Femix is like weird because I've seen some people who
Yeah,
have
I
like
know.
weird charts.
So what I see right now in the BCH, I see a downtrend coming to a nut trend. We see support. We break that support line, and we did a lower low, so we might go into an uptrend and a downtrend soon. Like this maybe, and or maybe like this though. Huh, no, maybe like this.
Interesting.
Usually you like those to be the CH1. You like those to be at the top of the
Yeah.
first, yeah, at the junction of those, which is a retest of the uptrend and the new downtrend. So that would be actual CH1 to me. Yours is you have you maybe on the 1 hour or even bigger than that.
Yeah. Also, I had a question. I don't think this is about CH1, but for CH1s, you want to support resistance and support when you're shorting, right? Before you go into.
You want 3 contacts of point, and you want to short on or long on the 4th one.
Yeah. So does it have to matter where it is, like in between? Like,
You mean it has to have good waves.
yeah,
If-
yeah. That's
If it
Oh,
has
okay.
funky waves, then you might want to not take the trade.
fair, fair. That's facts. Thank you, boss.
You're welcome. Very nice. Any other look at Harb? Good trade on third at 3 for. You want to take a look at Harb, Arbitrum, as a 358 on what time frame? In 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe. Do I see a trend line? We see a trend line over here. This could be a 1 wave. Do I see other stuff? I always go back, right? I always just zoom out a little bit to see where are we going now. I see another possible Elliott wave, and we might be in the C wave right now. If you guys can see this over here. So this is a possible Elliott wave. Do I have? We have a 461.8, or no? We have a 361.8 at the top of 5. So this could be a good one. We have going to. Did we get filled? No. Maybe this one got filled. So maybe this. Yeah. So this would have been your entry over here. This going down to 261.8 maybe. We'll see. Yeah, maybe going down. So what is your position right now? That's the reason why you want to zoom out. You're going along, right? Okay, you're going along. So maybe you have space in your trade for this one, or maybe not, because we're already in the C wave. If we zoom in now, let me just leave that so I can see. Where's my stuff? That's it, 261.8. You definitely could have the space to do that, even on that bigger Elliott wave. So that could be a 1 wave. 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And if we It's way past my comfort zone for the 361.8. I don't know if you have other price action again, maybe I don't. Yeah, it's past that. If you're using this one over here as the one wave, then we're way past the actual levels, and if this one it's way past actual levels, and if we use this one over here, if we use this wave, we could be, but we still have to see that. So yeah, it lands on the 361.8 again. So the little wave over here is the one way, right? This one over here.
Yeah, I have the chart posted.
Really, it lands on the 361.8. Yeah, on mine it doesn't. So let me take a look at your chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Favorite. Yeah.
Similar.
Where
And it
is
almost just
I don't-
touched the 0.786 for Confluence.
Yeah, but I don't see your where are the levels for your fib trend based fib? Are you fibbing the one wave?
Yeah, from 1 to 2. Sorry, I deleted the little like dashes that go
Yeah.
through.
Okay, let me just go on Bybit then. Let's try to do ARBs on Bybit, just to make sure we get on the same price action as well. Perpetual.
Yeah, I'm on perpetual contracts for Binance, but I mean you can look on Bybit too.
You're on Binance?
Yeah. Sadly.
Sadly. Well, Binance is a good exchange. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I have problem with with PMX. See where not bullseye on it though, but we're in the price region of one of the 261.8. So this could be a one wave. Definitely here the port because we have sideways price action. 4 is really more. That's a good one. 4 is really more. I'm gonna flag that. It's more
There's a
complex.
4 comes shallow, 2's deep.
It's very nice trade. The 4 is complex. 2 is not.
So where kind of would I be looking as an area for the A wave? Because my biggest problem right now in trading is identifying what the actual A wave is.
Must be proportional again. So
Proportional. What do you mean by that? Like you keep saying proportional, but then at the same time, like 3 always has to be your biggest one. So I don't really.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's-
3 is the biggest one, but you see if you see a 4 doing this, see it's not proportional anymore. The
Okay,
4
yeah.
is funky.
So just based upon
Yeah,
eyes.
based on the 4 and 2 must be
Aesthetic.
proportional, in my opinion, though. And if you have a wave that's going this, or it's passing way past the 4, it's invalid for me. But if it's going sideways for forever, I mean, you have to watch out for those as well. So if you're going into this, the A wave, what I like to see again is A wave crushing that actual trend line. So coming into the price region of 3, that's my signal. So I'm gonna put an alert on the 3 wave price
Okay.
action.
So if you were saying if I was to wait for one thing, it would be for A to break the high of 3.
It's not a requirement of the actual 358 system, but I like that. It shows me that the weakness of the actual trend. Right now, we don't have an oversold on the 3. We have an oversold on the 5th, and we don't have a price diversion. So that's minus point in my book, but still maybe a good trade. Just watch it how it goes.
Yeah.
But you need as much confidence as you can on those trades, especially in the market that we're in right now, which is kind of weird. Do we have maybe on this one? Let me try to find a 61.8 of the previous one. We don't. So we don't have the protection of the 61.8 of the previous wave. Yeah, the other one was better. This one is a nice one, clean waves, but the fact that I don't have the confidence as much as the other one, don't take 2 or 3 trades in the same direction. Take the best one of the 3, right? Especially in those markets, when markets can go either ways, and those are crazy markets that we're in. So watch out for those for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So that's about it, guys. And that's about as far as we go for the mentoring session on the 358. This is going to be recorded and posted on the Teachable is my guess. So I hope you guys are having a good time and were able to ask your questions. If you don't, just post your question in the chat and I'll be able, the main chat on Discord, and I'll be able to answer them, and many people are going to jump in as well. So have
Yeah,
a good
Joe,
week. Yeah, go ahead.
one question about the
Cool.
recordings. They never appear in a Teachable. They're just a big
Yeah.
mentoring Swift track.
That unfortunately is not part of my work. So I'm going to report that to Andrew, which is posting them, but yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
As far as I can go. Awesome, guys. So have a good weeks of trading. Stay safe, okay? See ya.